Hello there, and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are back over here. I've got the engine running, and I've brought a cow and a sheep so we can start, well, seeing about automating them. I'm going to build a room to block off all of this, and I'll see about running some chain drives out so we can power everything. I did spend a little time in a creative world, though, testing out a few other, well, ways to power the boiler. Of course, if you remember from last episode, we've got 2 blocks of lava under this, and that's providing it with passive heat, which is giving it enough power to, well, generate the engines. We're producing 2,400 stress units, although 256 are being used to fuel itself. I tried building a charcoal forge under a fluid tank, seeing if there's any way to make that work, and there was not. And I also tried using some of the bottom ovens from Life to see if the heat produced by those would be enough to work the boiler, and they were not. So we're gonna just stick with this lava powered. I'm half tempted to see about making a mod just to add a charcoal burner that you can stick under these to give power, but I'm not sure I have the ability to do that. Okay, so I have some bricks. I've got some I'm clicking too fast. And of course, the snow started melting, and it started snowing again, so all the snow melt is now back as snow everywhere. All right, and we want to build a bit of a room around here. Give it room to expand. Excuse me, cow. You want to get out of the... Thank you. We leave that opening there so we can run our chain drives through. Like I said, I've got just about everything in here. I just need to figure out how I want to lay it out. I think the easiest one to do first would be the sheep, since that's going to be the simplest. These guys are going to have to move. Oh, hello. You're not welcome here. So let's grab some of our wrought iron. We're going to need some andesite alloy. And we're going to need to grab a few logs. Okay, so we're going to have our chain drive start here, and it's probably going to be facing up. Yeah. We're going to put the sheep over here. Actually, we could probably have it butting up against the wall. My gosh, look at all the creepers over here. Okay, so we're going to want from here, we can always click downwards if we want. So grab our fences. We're going to want a few fences here to keep the sheep from getting out. And then what I was actually thinking was I didn't make one. I make a chest here. I can stick that in the ground. Right like that. Then I can pick up at least those 2. Probably do all 3. Grab some hoppers. And now if the sheep is on here, when it gets sheared, it should go directly into the hopper, which will feed into that one there. So if we're going to do that, we can then stick our deployer, this, probably want to be a block higher. Like that. We can give it a pair of shears, and then have that connect to here and power itself. Does this have anything I need? Oh, I had an extra deployer in there. Oh, I have extra encased chain drives too. And a clutch. I'm gonna need all this. Put the clutch there. Going to want to make a vertical gear shaft to connect right there. And a shaft like that. So that will provide power to the deployer, which will then go down and click on the sheep with the shears, which will drop into the chest. Okay, so like I said, that's the easiest one. That's the easiest one to automate. Now I gotta figure out how I'm going to get the power into the encased chain drive from here. Well, I could go down. That might be easier. We go down a few blocks, layer some chain drives down here. They will connect. And then from there, we do another... what's it called? Gearbox. And that will transfer the power into the chain drive. There we go. We now have power. Yep. We can grab our sheep. Stick the cow back there. Bring the sheep over here. No, you need to go in here. Listen, we're not Tango and we're not ZF. We don't have aerial sheep service. You need to go in here without flying. He's not like walking over the chest and the... You follow me now? Almost. Almost. Let's expand it out a bit more. I feel like I'm hurting cats. There we go. Well, let's pull out our shears. Pop that in here. And it does work. Ah. Okay, the deployer picked up the wool. So it doesn't drop down. So I don't need those hoppers, at least not now. Means I could always have a chute to drop the wool down. Or I could put a funnel on it. Andesite funnel would be fine. That'll drop it down and into the hopper line. Okay, we'll do that for now. It's not super clean, but that definitely works. And now you're going to be the hard one. I definitely don't have enough supplies. And I definitely am going to need more light than this. And food and drinks. We'll be back. Naturally, it stops snowing as I get home and as the sun's rising. Alright, well, let's grab some food and run right back out to the field where I'm working. Going to need to craft more food, but the greenhouse should be just about ready to harvest everything, so we'll worry about that. You just missed my head, buddy. What's it saying? Right. The food in there is about ready to harvest. Half of it is ready to harvest, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. Our stowaway's still on our ship. I'm just gonna leave him for a while. I'm not using the ship and he's not hurting anyone literally because he's stuck sitting down. There's no point digging up the snow. I'm just gonna be wasting their ability on my shovel, so I might as well just leave it and we'll worry about it later. For the cow station, this is gonna be a bit more interesting. So we have the spout. We have the item drain. So we're gonna want the item. We're gonna want to milk the cow, have the bucket go onto the item drain. It should work with wooden buckets, right? It should. I hope it does. All right, so we're gonna want the spout over this block, probably. Do we want it on that one? First off, we need to test if we can spout water into a barrel. do this, stick a barrel right here, put a spout there. That's not connecting to the water system. Oh, because of that. All right, it's not putting into that barrel. Do I need to lower the barrel? I've got lava right there. I can't lower the barrel. We can put it there, though. That's not going to affect it too much. Okay, if it could dispense into the barrel, it would do it instantly. I don't think not putting a deployer there won't make a difference. So does not look like you can dispense directly into a barrel. Since that's the case, we need a depot. All right, we put the depot there. We put the fluid tank up there. And then we could always put our barrel right there so we can fill it ourselves. What's the point of even doing that unless we're pumping the milk into a tank and then draining the tank? Because the whole point of doing the spout here was if I could put a barrel in there and fill it up. Well, to be fair, I wonder if that would work. That does work. Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, so then we don't need to worry about a buffer tank. We're gonna have to figure this out. But that should be full now. Yes. I did it again. I accidentally duped a bucket. Okay, well, we'll fix that later. Oh, and I'll probably toss a... I gotta redo this, I think. I want to add a speed controller. Oh, I'll figure that all out later. It's not gonna be pretty in there when I'm done figuring this all out. Alright, I've been thinking. I either need to move everything one block that way, or move this wall one block that way. Yeah, so we're gonna move this wall one block out. That means it does kind of mess up what I was doing, where it was the exterior of the chunk. But I'm not moving everything a block further out. So the reason we're doing this is I moved the speed controller over here. I'm going to have to... I've moved the pump up to here from down there. But I want to leave room so as I add more boilers, I can put more steam engines on this side and stack them, which means having them all connected. Or I could connect them via here also. But getting the power over here to turn the crank, I need to move this. Or I need to provide power from this. So what I could do is do a line coming this way and then going to there, where the wall used to be. Which would also mean I can do a line going here to provide power to these. Or, as I said, move everything over. I don't feel like digging that up, moving the lava, and redoing all this, moving all that. So yeah, this is the best option. I'm still probably going to have to move stuff around. But I can now take these chain drives, put them like this. Put a vertical geared shaft right there. Now that provides power to that line of chain drives, which will run down the entire length of the wall. This gets power from there. That gets power. I fell down. And then I can come across this way and be able to send power to a cogwheel placed right there. Kinda a mess. No, I don't like that because that's going to interfere with those. You know what? Back to the drawing board. Okay, I ended up moving the boiler over by 1. And the water source over by 1. But this allows us to have our... I'm just going to call it a power train, since that's essentially what it's doing. Going here. That feeds, or at least it will feed, into an encased chain drive. And run that whole system there. Which means we can craft up a few more chain drives. And we're going to continue the line out this way. It's right there. Oh, and the benefit of this is I don't have to move this outer wall. Now from over here, we take a gearbox. We stick that right there. And a few shafts to connect that. And I needed this gearbox to be like that. Stick that there. And it might look a bit of a mess, but essentially what's happened is these turn, go into here, speed up the cogwheel, run down the system. Let's rotate that so that's unplugged essentially. And come back and turn this gear, which turns that. And there we go. Now it's powering itself, and that's sending power down here, which means if I rotate that, now that works. Okay. So that provides all of this, and what we can do in the future is connect some chain drives going up. Like that, to connect the next layer of steam engines together to provide power to this here. It's not clean, but it's a little more organized than it was, and it's doing what it needs to. So that provides power along here, which comes out here, and we can continue our chain drives just like that. Okay, so that's power taken care of again for the third or fourth time. Next, we need to figure out how we are providing everything for the cow. All right, so we need to milk the cow. The bucket needs to go onto the drain. The drain needs to go into a spout, which drops onto the depot, which will have a barrel in it and slowly fill it with milk.
Everybody got that?
If I have the deployer drop directly onto the... If I have the deployer set up like, say, not like that. If we have the deployer like that, milking the cow, it can drop the full bucket directly into the drain using a funnel. But then we have no way to pick the bucket up and put it back into the deployer unless I get a mechanical arm. Unless I get a mechanical arm to pick the bucket up from there and put it back into there, which we can do. That would require powering the mechanical arm, the deployer, and the mechanical pump for the spout. So it's going to have to be a little more... This is going to need to be done differently. It can't be as compact as I was initially thinking, because I'm going to need room for gears. Well, first off, I'm going to need to craft up a mechanical arm. Put the mechanical arm here. It can grab from the drain, put into the deployer. The milk gets pulled out of the drain. That can't go there because we need room for the pump. But we're going to need cogs to provide power to the mechanical arm and the pump. Let's say that's the arm. The arm gets powered like that. So if we have something like that there, or even if we put the mechanical pump there, we would need... Always bother me. At least drop something so I can smelt it. Drop some wrought iron boots. So if we do this, this is getting convoluted, I tell you. We can put a pipe there, put a pipe there, put the drain on top of the pipe. Does it connect? Yes, it does. Okay. Which means we would still need a cog. Not like that. Like that in order to provide power to both the mechanical arm and the pump. The pump can then go up, over into our spout. So drop it onto the deployer there. Okay. That's that. I might have to dig down and provide power from underneath. We can then put the deployer. No, has to be blocked further forward. Put the deployer there. And if we angle this like that, okay. We angle it like that, we can provide power from the top, including a clutch, which I don't have. Okay, so we can provide a power from that way. Put the cow in a slot right here in front of it, like that. Can the cow jump up here? I'm willing to bet it can. So we're going to have to do something like that. I can get through there. I don't know if a cow can. The brass funnel like that. Might as well do that just to give it symmetry. And theoretically, this should work. Now, I need to make more precision mechanisms in order to make a mechanical arm for that part. I hope this works, because I'm not sure how to get it to work otherwise. You know, I thought I saw someone mention this a while back, but yeah, you can. Oh, that's andesite. That's not what I wanted there. You can have a chute over a crucible and automatically feed it with stuff to get melted down. That's very useful for stuff like zinc, which melts incredibly quickly. Now I just need to empty all of it out and have it cool off, because I need to make a lot more andesite alloy. I'm down to only 33. So once all this is done, I will cook up another batch. I gotta keep an eye on this gold because I want that to get hot but not melt. Otherwise I ruin all my zinc here. And I can then make a plate, which I need to do this. Okay, there we go. Okay. So that's our gold plate out of the way. I do need to make now a bunch of... I need 5 large cogwheels and 5 small cogwheels, which is going to eat into more andesite. So it's a good thing I'm making more andesite alloy. Or at least I will be once this is done. All right, let's make this mechanical arm together since I haven't done that yet. There we go. We get the mechanical arm. We'll set that up in a minute. That's got 4 minutes to go till it's done. So we're probably gonna wait till that's done before I head back out. Let's see. We have everything we need in order to craft up some more a clutch, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Might as well do it now. Let's see. We've got our gearboxes for the contraption to milk the cow. We need... I've got brass funnels. What's an andesite funnel again? It's andesite and dry kelp sheets. I don't have dry kelp sheets sitting on me. I do have some kelp up. I have that's leaves. I have some kelp here. Can I burn these leaves? No. Okay. You can burn them, just not in an oven, apparently. There we go. That gets us some dry kelp sheets, which we can use to make the funnels. Again, if you do what I did and turn them into these kelp blocks, there's no way to reverse the process. So those are just going to sit in there for when I need more mechanical belts. All right, that's going to be done in 2 minutes, and then we can go head back and finish our project. So let's try this out. We want to shift. Nope, that's not it. Take items. Nope. We want to deposit there. Can we not take from? Oh, we can't take from a drain. Really? Can't take from a drain. So we can deposit into the deployer. But yeah, okay. So we cannot take from a drain, which means all this needs to be redesigned yet again. Okay, let's test this at least. I grabbed a bucket of milk from the cow, toss it on. Okay, I gotta click it on. And now it's in there until I turn the system on. I need to click it, I can't drop it. Aren't you supposed to be able to drop onto it? And let's get this part running at the very least. So that will turn that. Pull the milk up to there. All right, so we know that works. I'd hope so. That's the simplest part of the whole operation. So you can't do a deployer. I mean, you can't do a funnel on one block twice, you know? So I would need a way to pull off of that block, but also a way to put onto that block. Let's not talk about how long this actually took me, because it is not a point of pride. But what I discovered is, and you may have known this already, when you deposit onto a item drain, it will continue off in whichever direction it entered. So if we dump from this funnel onto the drain, it will keep rolling this way, which means you can put it onto a conveyor belt or onto a depot. We can then take the mechanical arm, grab from the depot, and place it into the deployer. Is there a filter for this so it knows to only take? Well, no, the only thing that's going to wind up on that depot is empty buckets, so that's not a problem. And then we place our other deployer there. We can put our barrel there, which is somewhere in there. And this will work. I do need to provide that power still. It's going to come from the top. We can stick the clutch. We are going to need another vertical over here somewhere. There we go. So that now works. Oh, and we are going to need to do what we were trying before. I don't know how much I'm going to include, because I've had to edit out a lot, because I've probably spent about an hour working on this alone. There. So that's going to take the bucket, put it in there. I don't know why it keeps... It's only supposed to be deploying empty buckets, yet it keeps deploying... Oh, do I need to... do that? Yes, okay. So it should deploy a full bucket onto the item drain, which will take the water, or well, milk, up into the funnel and pour it out. We're going to just break the funnel quickly to empty out the water from that. We do need to take that off and replace it with a milk bucket. But that means I can now do this, do that. Put the milk in there. That should drain out. Yep. And now clean this area up so I can stick the cow over here. And we just need to put the cow in a little grid. And just sort of block that off a little bit, because I don't know if he can... there should be no way to get out of there, but I didn't want to take any chances. Grab the cow and the lead. Is that bucket going to actually be able to hit you? Or are you too short? I might need to raise the cow up by half a block. Let's take our barrel. Now the thing is, we can't see how much milk is in the barrel, but when that fills up, we know that that's full. And you know, you get 1 bucket a day, so it's going to take a little bit. And then when the cow's wear and tear is 100%, it won't produce any more milk. So that's when we have to, well, bring over a new cow. But same for the sheep. But at least for now, we will have automated milking and automated wool collection. Although I say that, this sheep has not gotten wool since I sheared it. I don't know how long it takes for its wool to grow back. Every 9 days. Okay, so that's even longer than I thought. 1 wool every 9 days. You're not going to be very efficient, are you? How much was the alpacas? Alpacas are supposed to be more efficient. Grow wool every 6 days. You may be retired when you're done? Yeah. Okay. So that gets us wool. That gets us milk. And it gets me a headache. Well, that took far too long to get done. And I picked milk and wool because those were supposed to be the easiest things I could think of to automate. And I seriously spent the better part of a whole Minecraft week. Actually, more than a week. It took me almost 5 days just to get the cow working. Alright, but this is done. We got that done. Next, what can we look at next? I mean, a lot of this stuff requires mining or collecting clay. I can automate after I've collected it. For example, we saw that chutes work over a forge, so we could dump coal in and clay, not clay, coal and copper in, have the copper melt. We'd probably be able to pull out of the crucible with the pump, though I'm not sure. Put it into its own spout to fill up clay molds or ingot molds. And then we would need to, well, you can't use a mechanical crafter to take the ingot out of the mold. I've tested that. So I don't know if we'd be able to do that. What we might look at doing is commandeering a section over here and building a tree farm, which will plant itself as it goes. So, you know, spin around like the one I have in front of the house, except also have deployers on the back placing saplings. And if we do it right, we could probably have 5 or 6 different saplings on 5 or 6 different deployers. So we'll be growing, well, 5 or 6 different trees all at the same time. That will actually probably be easier than these combined. But that'll be our project next time. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.